Thank you, Mr. President. I want to speak about a situation here in Michigan that affects our public safety. Staffing levels are dangerously low in most of our correctional facilities, while the Republican Speaker unconstitutionally prevents the signing of bills that would correct this situation. In some facilities, the vacancy rate is well over 30%. That means, for example, that 109 staff out of 344 positions are empty at the Women's Huron Valley Correctional Facility. The Cooper Street Correctional Facility in my district, where my constituents work, has a vacancy rate of 33.6%. That means 51 positions out of 153 positions remain empty. The G. Robert Cotton facility, also in my district, where my constituents also work, has a vacancy rate of almost 35%. That means that 84 positions out of 245 positions remain unfilled. That means that officers have to work long hours. They're unable to care for their families. They're missing their children's soccer games. Some of them, their spouses are divorcing them because they're not spending enough time with them at home. They are forced to work overtime without notice and suffer mental and physical health consequences due to overwork. That means that officers are left with large groups of prisoners without the backup that they need and deserve. Officers and prisoners are less protected against violence. We are less safe. My understanding is that despite recruitment efforts, the levels of staffing remain low due to corrections officers leaving MDOC employment for other opportunities. Many corrections officers have told me that these bills, with the hybrid pension that they offer, will keep more officers in the prisons. Given the low staffing levels, and what seems like an uptick in violence against officers, I am concerned about the potential for increased violence in our prisons. The Speaker of the House unconstitutionally is preventing the signing of the bipartisan bicameral bills HB 4665 through 4667 that would increase the number of correctional officers serving our state and correct the dangerous low staffing levels that are negatively impacting our corrections officers and their families, causing them to work 16-hour days in unsafe conditions that could very easily lead to widespread violence. Thank you, Mr. President. I ask that my comments be printed in the Journal.
Without objection.